Voices of Change, the podcast where we dive deep into real stories of resilience, grit, and transformation. Today's conversation is about something very close to my heart: breaking the chain of poverty. Poverty is not just about lacking money. It's about lacking opportunities, confidence, and a sense of possibility. Joining me today is Ravi, a man who grew up in rural India, faced generational poverty, and somehow managed to rewrite his family's story. Ravi, welcome to the show. Let's start at the beginning. What was childhood like for you? I was born in a small village in Uttar Pradesh. My father worked as a daily wage laborer, mostly on farms or construction. My mother stitched clothes to add a little extra income. Even with both of them working, we often went to bed hungry. Electricity was unreliable, and buying school books felt like a luxury. Growing up poor teaches you two things: survival skills and shame. You constantly calculate every rupee. Should I buy rice or save for medicine? And at school, kids mocked me for torn uniforms. Poverty is not just empty pockets. It's the constant reminder that society expects nothing from you. That must have been crushing as a child. Did you always believe education was the way out? Not really. In fact, most relatives told me, why study? Go work. At least you'll bring food to the table. But one teacher saw something in me. She pushed me to compete in quizzes and debates. Winning those gave me a glimpse that I could be more than just the poor boy. At 13, I began tutoring younger kids to earn a few rupees. That was my first realization. Knowledge has value. So how did you end up in college? Many in your position might have stopped after school. Honestly, my mother. She sold her small gold earrings to pay for my entrance exam fees. That sacrifice burned inside me. Failure was not an option. I got into a government engineering college, but that opened new struggles. Imagine a boy from a Hindi medium school surrounded by fluent English speakers in branded clothes with laptops. I couldn't understand half the lectures. I skipped meals to save money. And yes, I felt like an imposter every single day. How did you deal with that pressure? By hustling. I worked part-time, sold tea at night, fixed broken electronics, tutored students. Poverty had already taught me how to juggle survival and ambition. Over time, I forced myself to learn English by reading newspapers aloud and watching movies with subtitles. I realized you can't change where you come from, but you can change how you equip yourself. So after graduation, did things immediately improve? Not at all. I applied to dozens of companies but kept getting rejected. My English wasn't polished, I didn't have references, and I looked like a villager. But then a small IT company took a chance on me. The salary was low, but for me it felt like entering another world. For the first time, I was sending money home every month. My siblings didn't have to drop out of school like I almost did. That was the first visible crack in the chain of poverty. That must have felt amazing. Yes, but also terrifying. Because I realized one illness, one accident, and I could fall back into the same pit. Poverty doesn't vanish with your first salary. It lurks behind you. So what pushed you beyond just having a job? I saw the trap. A job gave stability but not freedom. I wanted to build something sustainable, something that could lift not just me, but my entire family. So I started freelancing in web design at night. Clients came slowly. I earned less than my job salary at first, but it gave me hope. After 2 years of balancing both, I quit my job and started my own small IT services company. Wasn't that risky, coming from poverty? Of course. But poverty had already trained me to live with risk. What could be scarier than not knowing where your next meal comes from? I decided I'd rather fail trying than succeed in staying small. Let's talk about the mental side. How did poverty affect your mindset? The biggest battle was internal. I constantly heard an inner voice. People like you don't succeed. Even after earning more, I felt guilty buying new clothes. Poverty creates a scarcity mindset. You hoard, you fear spending, you doubt your worth. Breaking that mindset took longer than earning money. I started reading biographies of self-made people, practicing gratitude, and reminding myself, I am not stealing opportunities, I am creating them. And how did people around you react? Mixed. Some relatives who mocked us earlier now praised me. Others accused me of showing off. But the proudest moment was when my father, who once told me studying was useless, said, "You proved me wrong, and I'm glad." That was priceless. For listeners who are still stuck in poverty, what practical steps can they take? I'll share 5 lessons. 1. Skill over degree. Don't chase paper qualifications only. Learn a skill people will pay for. Coding, repairing, teaching, anything. 2. Leverage free resources. Internet, libraries, online courses. Poverty limits money, not access to knowledge. 3. Build small income streams. Even tutoring, freelancing, or selling vegetables online can teach business basics. Find allies. A teacher, mentor, or friend who believes in you can change your trajectory. 5. Break the mindset. Stop seeing yourself only as poor. See yourself as on the journey. Language matters. Ravi, your story is deeply inspiring. Before we end, what does breaking the chain of poverty mean to you personally? It means my children won't know the taste of skipping meals. It means education is not a gamble, but a right. It means my family's story has changed forever. Poverty is not just about income, it's about identity. And I refuse to let poverty define ours. That's powerful. Thank you, Ravi, for sharing not just your journey, but your wisdom. And to our listeners, remember, poverty is a system, but courage is an antidote. Until next time, keep believing in the possibility of change.